السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا ومرحبا بكم طلبتي الأعزاء في محاضرة جديدة لمادة طرق البحث. معكم مدرس المساعد نوره عدنان، أستاذة مادة طرق البحث في قسم اللغة الإنكليزية كلية الآداب الجامعة المستنصرية. محاضرة اليوم راح تكون تكملة للمحاضرة السابقة اللي تكلمنا بيها عن citation style، اللي هي كيفية توثيق البحوث العلمية بصورة صحيحة. Now, how do I choose citation style? Now, there are many different ways of citing resources from your research paper. Now, as I told you in previous lecture, we have 4 types of citation styles. Usually, choosing or selecting which type that you have to follow in your research paper does depend on the academic discipline of your research paper. So, choosing citation style does depend on the academic discipline of your research paper. The first one we have MLA style. MLA style, which is Modern Language Association style, is used by the humanities, which means that if your research paper related to humanities, so you have to follow or use MLA style of your research paper. So, number 2, we have CMS or Chicago style, usually used with business, history, and fine art. So if your research paper is related to business, history, fine art, so you can use Chicago style. If you use or if your research paper related to humanities, you can use MLA style, but if your research paper related to business, history, fine art, you can use Chicago style. The third one we have CSE style, and the last one, which is APA style, American Psychological Association, usually used on education, psychology, and science. Now, if your research paper related to education, psychology, you can use APA style. Now, when writing a research paper which is related to English, for example, literature or linguistics, we usually use APA style. Now, the first one we have MLA, or Modern Language Association. Now, this style is used for humanities. Now, what's MLA style? MLA style stands for the Modern Language Association. Modern M, Language L, Association A. Number 2, commonly used in humanities field such as English and philosophy. Now, in English field, you can follow APA style or MLA style, but usually we follow APA style. It's more used by researchers on English field. Number 3, places emphasis on exact work of the other writers. Number 4, page number used on text citation to help the reader quickly find the information. Now keep it in your mind that if you follow MLA style and you have to document any resources in the body of your research paper, you have to mention what the page number. Usually we mention only the page number and the last name of the author according to MLA style. Number 5, author names written out completely on works cited list. Now, if you remember on previous lecture, we said that on text citation we mention only the last name. But if you want to know full name or more information about the author, you can go to works cited or references page. Because in references page, we mention the name of the author completely on works cited. Number 6, no cover page or abstract required. When writing research on MLA style, there is no need to use page number, cover page, which is title page, and also to use abstract according to MLA style. Now we have example of MLA style. Now pay attention to these two examples which related to the same references, but on the first example we have citation example, complete citation, which we use it on the bibliography or the references page, and the second example we have on text citation example. Now look at these two examples. On the first example, we mention more information about the resources. You see that? We have the author's last name, the author first name, the title, time, URL, day, the publisher. So all the information we mentioned on the first example. While the second example, we mention only two information about the author, which is the author's last name and the page number. Okay, so we have complete citation and text citation references. Text citation example. This is example of MLA style. The second style we have Chicago Manual of Style Documentation. Now, Chicago Manual of Style Documentation style is used in both of the humanities and social science. Now, if your research paper related to humanities and social science, you can use Chicago Manual style or Chicago style. A bit more complex than MLA. Now, Chicago style seem to be more complex than MLA style, on which on Chicago style we use either footnotes or endnotes. For on text citation, now go to the previous example on text citation. You can see that we mention only the last name and the page number. This is for MLA style, but on Chicago Manual style, we mention the references or we mention the source. It's required to use either footnotes or endnotes for text citation and the bibliography citation. So this is example of on text citation. So here on this example we use only end, footnotes, now in this example which related to Chicago Manual style, we mentioned footnotes citation. Okay, so it is different from MLA style. Look at this example here. We mention the name of the author and the page number within the text, but here we mention it at the end of the page, which means footnote citation example. So, Chicago manual style commonly used on history and other humanities field. As I told you that if your research paper is related to history or humanities field, can use Chicago style. Number two, there are two types, which is author and date, and notes and bibliography references. So as I told you that on Chicago manual style, we use footnotes citation at the end of the page. Number three, notes and bibliography uses footnotes or endnotes to mention the name of the author or to mention more information about the source that we use it on the resources or on the research paper. Number four, title page may be used on Chicago manual style. Now, if you remember that on MLA style, no cover page or abstract required. But on Chicago style, you have to use what title page use on Chicago manual style. This is the second type of citation styles. And also, this is example of Chicago style, which is used on references page. Okay, on references page also we mention all the information that related to the resources, but here we use or ending footnotes or endnotes to mention the source that we use it on the research paper. Now the third type we have CSA. Now CSA style usually used for scientific paper. Okay, not humanities here. If your research paper related to scientific papers, so you can use CSE style. For example, we have, this is example of in-text citation. Usually in text citation here, we use also numbers to mention the author's name. Okay, here the difference between CSA style and MLA style. Okay, here on MLA style, we mention the author's name and the page number within the resources or within the text. But here we use only numbers. Okay, each numbers represent the source that we use it on our research paper. So if your research paper related to scientific paper, you can follow or use CSA style. But if your research paper related to humanities and social science, you can use Chicago manual style. And if your research paper related to English, philosophy, or humanities field in general, you can follow MLA style. So, when writing English research, we usually follow APA style or MLA style. So, at the end of the lesson, I hope it is clear for you. Thank you for your listening. See you next lecture. Thank you so much, dear.